I'm missing some slides.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, that's okay. On your table, you got the budget in a packet, but there is 1 or 2 copies per table in case you didn't review it. But special thanks to Leslie Feinberg for serving as our budget committee chair again this year. Leslie, I saw you. There you are. Also in the back with Karen, the dynamic duo. She helped us build a realistic and attainable balanced budget, which the board has approved to present to you, our membership, tonight for approval. On the income side, we have high goals for membership numbers again this year, for Hot Topics events and for fund development. And on the expense side, we reflect the higher costs due to more events and inflation increases and have budgeted to retain professional support going forward again this year. We are in a healthy financial position as we head into a presidential election year. This budget is a plan and a set of priorities. We encourage committees to come to us, I won't be on the board anymore, but to come to the board with special projects and requests that may exceed their budgeted dollars, but that support our mission to empower voters and defend democracy. So think outside the box, people, because we have the funds and we need to make a difference this year. So now we need a motion to approve the budget.
So moved.
Okay. Okay, you got that, Sarah? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Oops. Next up, we have our second vice president, or first vice president rather, Melissa Vickers. And I just want to comment that Sarah is actually taking notes. This is a true business meeting. Okay, hi. So in January, I move this forward. Yep, it should just be the arrow. Be the arrow. Thank you. So in January, we had our annual planning meeting, and we came up with what should be the most important action items for us to focus on for the upcoming year. So you have them up on your screen, but I'm going to give you a little bit more detail on each of them. So as far as voter services, we found that ensuring that everybody has access and ability to vote, educating our community on the importance of voting, and supporting vote411.org is extremely important, especially in the upcoming election year. As far as education goes, we decided that educating the public about the values, benefits, and importance of public schools and advocate against privatization of the public school system of Florida was extremely important to us. For natural resources, we decided to focus on Florida's Right to Clean Water Amendment to ensure that it gets passed. As far as women's rights go, we decided to advocate for initiatives that support and expand women's rights under the ERA, reproductive rights, healthcare, Medicaid expansion, and equal pay. So that's a big one, but definitely necessary. And then as far as transportation goes, we decided to focus on advocating for state and federal funds to be utilized on a multimodal transportation solutions in our community. Along with that, every committee submitted their action goals, their advocacy position statements, and their actual action goals for the upcoming year, and the board has approved these. Thank you.
So now we need a motion to approve the program as presented. Theo?
Theo's.
We need a second. Do I have a second?
Sarah.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, the program is approved.
At the very end, before we exit, all new board members, if you would please stay behind a few minutes. We're going to take photos at the very end after everyone has spoken. So no need to rush up to here right now. But Sarah, I'm handing over you the mic.
Oh, do you have? I have the pictures, so and you can just hit this too. Yes. Okay. So you just want to? Okay.
If you close your eyes, you can imagine that I'm Sandy Vidal. I was going to bring a little picture with a stick and say that, but she's in Panama at the moment, so she sends her kind regards. So our returning board members for next year, Barbara Lanning as past president, Jennifer Adams as second vice president, Kathy Sheeran as a director, Virginia Meany as a director. Those are all of our returning board members for next year. The slate to be elected executive officers, Tiffany Hughes as president, Lee Rambo Kemp as first vice president, Tamara Boone as secretary, and Karen Willis as treasurer. The slate to be elected of directors, Saudi Ellis, Gina Hall, Grace Lias, Pat Grierson, Tamira Rivera, and Sarah Rich. And then for the nominating committee for next year, Carol Fogelsong as the chair, and Sandy Vidal and Martin Rosenthal as members. The other two members will be appointed from the new board. Do I need to read the bylaws?
No.
That's it? The end.
Now we're going to vote.
Now we got to vote.
Do you know what to do?
Do we have a motion for the slate? The slate has been approved by the current executive board.
No, wait.
Are there any nominations from the floor?
I got it.
Never mind, we have a script.
Okay.
Remember, my name is Sandy Vidal.
We didn't want to mess with this. It's all written out, nice and legal, people. We're giving you the real deal tonight. Our bylaws allow for nominations from the floor, providing each candidate has given permission to be nominated. Are there any nominations from the floor for any position on the slate? Nope. Okay. There being no further I'm like, that is just not done. Nothing like calling attention to your need for a dessert. Sorry. I'm like, oh no, what happens then? We don't have that on the script. Oh, good. It's fine. Georgiana's here. She told me what to do. Yeah. There being no further nominations, we are ready to consider the slate. Since the slate is proposed by the nominating committee and approved by the board, a motion to approve does not require a second. Do I hear a motion to approve the 2023-2024 slate of the board officers and directors and nominating committee? If so, please state your name and say, I so move. Okay, did you get that? Okay, thank you. So thank you for the motion. The floor is now open for any further questions or discussion. Anybody got anything to say? Don't stand up now if you're just going to get a dessert. Because you'll freak me out really bad. Okay, there being no further discussion, we will vote. Approval requires a simple majority. All those in favor of approving the 2023-2024 slate of the Board of Directors and the nominating committee, please signify, board officers, and directors and nominating committee, please signify by saying yes. Those opposed, signify by saying no. Okay, the motion carries and the 2023-2024 officers, director, and nominating committee are approved. Yay! Congratulations. I'd like to ask for our newly elected board and nominating committee to stand. Come on. I know, I'm doing it. It's next. So thank you. We all look forward to working with you as you work and we work to fulfill our mission, empower voters and defend democracy. So now, we come to the appointed directors. You can read the slide up here for the full text. As you can see, appointed directors serve a term of 1 year, which expires at the conclusion of the next annual meeting. Following are the appointed directors. So we have Anna Alvarez Boyd, Marilyn Baldwin, Joan Irwin, Georgiana Holmes, Caitlin Hovis Glenn. I hope I did that pretty close. I practiced all afternoon. Kay Hudson, Curtis Hunter, and Samia Soul. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have the approved appointed directors. So if you haven't done so already, the ever prompt and on top of it, Lisa has already put everyone's picture and bio up on the website. So please go there, get to know them, and get to read those impressive bios.
Okay, so we're going to next move into our appreciation section of our program today. And this by no means, we appreciate every single person in this room, and we have a wonderful committee that put together a list of some of our, what I would like to say are our really the hardest working people in the league who do work and ask for very little. They do a lot on a shoestring budget. And they are the power behind how we help our voters get to the polls. So we're going to announce those and give out some awards in the next few minutes. So we did this year, this is new, we had an appreciation committee. We had a committee that talked about awards, who put this list together. And so every award that you're seeing here today was put together by this committee. That committee then brought that list to the executive board, and we helped refine that list. And so everyone who's receiving acknowledgements this evening, it's because of the hard work of these three committee members. So I want to give thanks to them. Sandy's not here. I don't think Carmen's here either. So just for you, Sue, everybody clap for Sue.
Yes. We have a little something for you.
We have a little something for Sue. So not only because Sue served on this committee, but Sue served as our past president on the board. She was the president the year before that, and she also is the former chair of Hot Topics. So Sue has been an active volunteer with the league for many years, and we're incredibly grateful. So for you, Sue, thank you so much. You're welcome.
Okay. They don't get it.
We also wanted to, for those who are, there's a few people here who are not in attendance. And for those who are in attendance here tonight, these are true warriors representing the people who are fully engaged in doing the important work of our league. We appreciate all that you do each year at the annual meeting. We take time to publicly appreciate these key warriors who are fighting to defend democracy every single day, who have gone above and beyond, and who have made a big impact on our success here in Orange County. So tonight, we have some retirements to announce from our board. And so we would like to acknowledge the hard work from not only these are retirements from committee chairs, committee chair retirements. So I would like to acknowledge Austin. I don't believe Austin is here this evening. Christine, who you all know very well, who has served on so many positions at the league, but also as the chair of education. And being the chair of education along with Stephanie Vanos, it was a tough year for education. These ladies really fought hard and put together a fantastic committee, so appreciate that. Lee Shepard is stepping down from the Affordable Housing Committee. And this is such an important committee, especially here in Orange County when we know that so many of our neighbors are fighting hard to pay the rent every month. So we appreciate the hard work from Lee as well.
I would just like to add a small commercial that I think would be appreciated. I know Melissa, would appreciate a co-chair for government committee. And the affordable housing chair is currently vacant. So if you have an interest in that area, I'm sure Tiffany would love to hear from you. So, if you want to serve and you want to start stepping up your career, those are great places to start.
And I would echo that. We do need, Melissa needs a lot of help on government. So if we could, it's a very hefty committee, and we definitely need co-chairs. I would say that we come up with some new term, maybe we even have 3 chairs. It's a big committee. And so we do need a lot of help there. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to Tiffany. Our first special recognition needs no introduction. So I'd like to ask Gloria to come up here and join us on the podium.
I learned about this, I probably wouldn't have been dressed like a flamingo.
And so Gloria, as you all know, has served us as our president. She served as a committee chair prior to that, but she did an outstanding job in relaunching our Hot Topics. When the pandemic hit, we did not know if we would be able to get that back. And Gloria brought it back with gusto, and she was able to hand it off to our new chair, who is not here this evening. I think Susan is not here, but Susan has done an outstanding job the last month or so, and she did that on the work that Gloria built. So in her committee, the Hot Topics was a committee, and Gloria led it with great grace and ambition. And I have to say that also to thank Gloria for her mentorship. She has done an outstanding job not only mentoring me, but mentoring many people in the league and outside the league. And that is her legacy here in Orange County, and we are incredibly grateful.
Thank you, Barbara. You're welcome. And we hope that you will wear this with pride so that everyone knows. And it matches your pink room. And it's pink. I love it. Like I've always wanted one of these. So thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Mom.
Our next special recognition is for Melissa Vickers. She has been our first vice president. She was also a member of the Juvenile Justice Committee, as well as we said, chairing the government committee. Melissa has been a champ. I don't think there's any secret that we had some board machinations at the beginning of this year. And Melissa stepped up. If we asked for something, she was there. She was like, what do you need? No questions asked. We've gotten a lot of free legal advice. And that's probably worth several $1,000s, I'm sure. So she is rolling off the board, and she has been a terrific public defender, and now she's in private practice, and she's a great person. She's hilarious. And, she has such a concern for the community and for the people she represents. So, Melissa, thank you very much. We have a little something for you.
We already, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, our wonderful Sarah Rich, Sarah joined the league in 2017. She is the founding member of our Leaguers in Action. And she has done so much on our board. And to Barbara's point, we started the year with moving a lot of people around on the board. And Sarah was one of the few who said, I'll do whatever you need, and except for be president. There's a lot of that going around, guys. A lot of people were like, whatever you need. Oh, do you want to be? No, we don't want to do that part. But Sarah really stepped up and did everything for us when we needed. She also was nice enough to always bring us very delicious baked treats anytime we met in person. If you don't know, Sarah's a baker. And so we are incredibly grateful for her hard work and dedication to the league. So Sarah, please come on up.
Speaking of all-star utility players, our next honoree is Christine Ramucci. She has been just the best ever. I can call her all the time. Did I get something wrong?
You said I was
Oh, I did?
You might as
She wouldn't, well, basically, she has, oh boy, that's bad. I don't get paid for my executive assistant skills, so this is what you get. God, how did nobody see that?
We were really wishful thinking.
Yeah. Anyway, she really was the second vice president. She really was the head of the education committee. Again, when we had some contretemps at the beginning of this year, we begged her, please, we need a treasurer. So she stepped up to be treasurer. Because of her professional background, we can always call her for questions about running a nonprofit and know that the advice she gives us is on point. She has saved us so much and so many times when we're like, ah! And she's like, I got it, I'll take care of it. So we want to especially honor Christine. We're so sorry to lose you because you should be on every board from now into perpetuity, in my opinion. But that would, okay, never mind. You should. So thank you, Christine. I would like to tell you too, just a short little thing.
Sure. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say we should tell them about this.
Everybody here tonight is getting a vote bookmark. Sue and I got one of these from a friend not too long ago, and we're like, these are so cute. We want to give them to all of the people at the that we give awards to. So 9-year-old Olivia Fleener, who's a third grader at Lake Sibelia, Elementary, has a passion for art and fashion and plays basketball.
Close your eyes, close your eyes.
Don't look. Shoot.
It's fine.
Well, the video worked, okay? So chalk up a lot for that. Thank you, Charlie. Finally, once. Anyway, she started her own business, Dream, and she sells custom-made bookmarks and bracelets. So she and her mom sat down when we told them we wanted a vote theme or suffragettes. They did research, and she came up with these designs for you. So.
Yeah, this is not so fast with you.
Okay.
Okay, we'll have her come up.
Before Jennifer comes up, I do want to do one more last acknowledgement before we get to everything that's going on here after this is what came from our awards committee. These other acknowledgements were just people we knew were going to be retiring from the board and we wanted to acknowledge. But one other committee that wanted to make special effort is our events committee. Everything that's here today was because of our events committee. So we wanted to say thank you to all of you. If our two events committee chairs, please stand up and get some round of applause. It is not easy, Sue and Pat, it is not easy to find a venue that serves us well and that the sound works apparently. It's been a heavy lift and we're really grateful for all your efforts. So thank you so much for that. So Jennifer. Yeah, you're just okay.
All right. Hello, everybody. I wanted to acknowledge Mary Montanus. When I first met Mary a few years ago, she spoke with me and asked me if I'd want to run an additional precinct. The league had one, we're gonna expand it to 2 at the Winter Park High School, and I said, sure. Well, now, a few years later, we have 6, thanks to Mary, and all of the hard work that she's done. And she is the general, the sergeant, has everything in a row. She knows what people are doing before they know what they're doing. And these precincts could not run without you. So in addition, she's leading the secondary education outreach, and she's in charge of keeping the storage unit straight. So that in and of itself, oh my goodness. So Mary, from the bottom of my heart, for all of the work that you have done and making sure that things get done so that people can vote. Thank you so much. And please come up and get whatever's in this bag. And make sure you go and talk to Mary, because she'll definitely want some volunteers, I guarantee you.
Oh, here you go, this too, Jennifer. So I also would like to add that this is another commercial. This is Mary's last year doing precincts. And so we need a new Mary. It's a big job. Maybe 3 Marys based on how much work she does. So please, if you are interested in helping us organize our precincts, as you saw in our budget, it is a good source of revenue for us. We make over $10,000 a year, if not more, on the precincts. And so we really do need someone to help do that. So please speak to Virgo Services. Who are they going to?
Well, Mary or to Tiffany.
Mary or Tiffany would be the person to talk to if you're interested in helping us set up the precincts, because it's a key work of what we do here. Thank you. Oh, I'm next, so. Do you have the things for?
I was going to email you.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. So the next name that our committee came up with, and I don't think there was anyone who would be a no vote for this, was Saudi Ellis. She's a board member and chair of TOTS. And what she has done is nothing short of remarkable. When Sue and I came in, we knew we wanted to do some outreach. One of the first people that we outreached to was Tiffany at the NAACP. But forget that. Saudi had long ago been there, done that, knew everybody. She knows everyone. She has been so fundamental in this, and I know she has a wonderful committee. I'm going to tell you people, in the upcoming elections, TOTS is where it's at. Okay. Targeted Outreach Team. I don't know what the S is, but it's TOTS. And those are the people we need to reach. Those are the people that we need to help educate. And those are the people we need to get to the polls. So I have said this before at other gatherings. We appreciate your money, but we also appreciate your time. And I know that Saudi would be thrilled to have everyone in this room give an hour. If that's all you've got, please do it. Don't ever think it's not enough, because we need bodies. So with that said, Saudi, please.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Since there's no I in team, I just want to acknowledge all the members of the subcommittee who make my job easy. I'm just the cheerleader. And I think the only one here that's part of the team is Joan. So I do want to acknowledge her. And thanks.
Next up, person that I think you have all seen behind the scenes at all of our events, and who also makes us look great on camera. So Charlie's going to take the camera from you, Carol, so we can take a photo of you. But, you know, Carol comes to all of our events, whatever they are, whether it's Hot Topics or this event or any membership meetings, and takes photos and gets them cataloged and tells us who's in the photos. And it's really a very tedious job, but it is so needed because it's how we keep our the history of what our league is doing. So we're so grateful to you, Carol. Thank you so much, and please come on up.
Work it now, Carol.
You're next. Okay. The next person we have is Terry Gillum. She has done so much. I have a list. I had to put it on a second page, you guys. Can you give me that? Okay, get ready. We'll be here a while. Terry joined in 2012. She helped revive the Education Committee and also served as co-chair. She's a member of the Membership, History and Archive Committee, and a former member of the Nominating Committee. And most importantly, she is this is second important. She's the Vote 411 co-chair. And now the most important for those of us who are AAPers, she's in charge of getting the food delivered to your table. She and Kathy Sheeran, who refused to be recognized, have put together and run Vote 411, which is a massive undertaking, given that they have to reach out to the candidates and reach out to the candidates and reach out to the candidates. And one more time, let me reach out to the candidate. So that alone, battling with software and all that, forget it. We can't even wrap our heads around that. So Terry, please step forward.
Ellis is working. It is working.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much for feeding all your food. There's your little.
There's your bookmark.
Oh, we'll go. Want us to come in?
Next up, we have our wonderful Lisa. Lisa is our main form of communication with our members. You get her newsletter every single week, and that newsletter is not easy to put together because similar to Vote 411, where they're asking for candidates, she's asking all of you to please tell her what to put in the newsletter every week. And people are not giving her a lot of information. Those committee chair meetings. So I do appreciate everything that Lisa does because she not only makes it seamless, but last year when we went through the rehaul, she was an integral part in making sure that our brand was represented in the way that we wanted to speak to our members in Orange County. So she was an integral part in getting the website redone, getting the newsletter redone, and she does the updates on all of those things on a regular basis. It's not a small task. And without her, we would not be able to communicate with our committee, with our membership. So Lisa, please come on up.
I just have to chime in because, I'm the co-president and I read that newsletter and sometimes she has stuff in there I don't even know about. And the thing is, she does not have an editor saying, Lisa, I think this is our editorial direction. This is what we should do. This is kind of within the theme. She does that all on her own. She is like, I don't know what the word is, but she's a savant. I mean, I just am amazed.
I used to be an English teacher.
But seriously, we in Lisa have such a treasure.
Thank you.
And she's co-chair of the communications.
Of course.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Okay, so now it's time for our thought. So you want to go?
Yes.
Just advance. Okay. Well, I don't want to look at myself though. Okay, we're gonna go to this one just for holding out, just because I don't want to stare at myself while I'm looking at the computer. So thank you all for coming this evening. We have a few more words that we're going to share, and then we'll have some time to socialize. But I wanted to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for making this such a wonderful year. We cannot do what we do without our volunteers, and everyone in this room is an integral part of that. This year has been untraditional for a lot of reasons. We started off our board with moving a lot of people around. We lost some board members and we had to move people around pretty swiftly. And then a few months into my term, I moved across the country. And you all have been so kind and gave me a lot of grace to keep this position and help be co-president with Barbara. But I could not have done it without Barbara being as wonderful as she is, and with her amazing sense of humor. It's how we got all of this done. Barbara has done an outstanding job for the league since her membership. She was the Hot Topics co-chair, and then she served as president during the pandemic with Sue, and then she was served as my co-president during this year. She has done more for the league than she gives herself credit for. And she's incredibly and just a wonderful friend. I'm gracious to say that you are my friend and that I loved working with you, and it was an amazing year. And it was wonderful to get to know her on a different level. So I'm grateful for your friendship and for your mentorship, and we have a little something for you. I also want to say that the giving out this evening, we were very intentional about our purchases with your money. And all of our gifts that we gave out were from women-owned businesses. All of the necklaces came from a woman artist on Etsy. The wine are from women-owned wineries. And we wanted to make sure that we did that because it's important for us to lift up women not only in this room and across our county, but across our country, and we need to do it with our pocketbooks. And so when we bought those, we were very intentional. That being said, when we're talking about the intention of how we use our money, I would like to just take a little time. Christine did a great presentation about what our budget looks like for the last several years. We have a lot of money in the coffers right now, and it's enough to sustain us even through hard times like the pandemic. We need to be very strategic about how we're spending those dollars. And I encourage all of you to please, if you're a committee member, if you're a committee chair, if you're a member who has an idea, put a proposal together and go to the board. We have money and we need to use it to get out the vote. And it's one of those rare things because right now as a nonprofit organization and the way the economy is, they're not all sitting as pretty as we are with the money in the bank. And it's really essential that you guys take that time and think through how we can get more people to the polls and how we can do that. I will tell you that one of the greatest parts about working for this league is that people are incredibly generous with both their money and their time. And many of our volunteers will say, when we ask for money, when we ask for our committee chairs to tell us how much they want in the budget, many of them came back and said, I don't need any money, or I only need $100. We are the largest league in the nation. We have over 700 members. you can have a little more than $100. And they didn't. And we actually upped many committees' budgets. Just as an executive committee, we made the decision to give them more than they asked for. Our committees do very well with very little. They can do a lot more with a little more. So we need to be fiscally responsible, but we also can be able to do a little bit more to get our voters out. We have a challenging year ahead. And Barbara and the rest of the board and I were very strategic about how we spent the money this year, because we know as you head into a presidential year, you're gonna need more. And we want you to have that opportunity to spend it the way you see fit to make sure that we are getting voters to the polls. We have some very horrible bills coming out of Tallahassee this session, particularly taking a big piece of our voting work that we do. There's currently a bill that's trying to affect how third parties, which is what we are, register voters. It's going to be, they're trying to cut into what we do and what we have done for decades in this county. It's going to take a big fight, and that fight costs money. It's going to take money because we need to get to more voters and talking to voters. We can't do it the way we've always done it. We need to look for new avenues, and I'm so excited that we have amazing leadership coming on to the board led by Tiffany, who can bring those new ideas and put those new ideas into action. And so what I ask for everyone in this room as you go home tonight, and to what Barbara said earlier, sometimes all we need is an hour. I know everyone is busy. I know that we have so many other obligations. We have family obligations and work obligations, but it really only takes a little bit of time can go a long way. So if you're a committee member, or if you're just a member who's never sat on a committee, join a committee. If you've never showed up to Hot Topics an hour early and said, how can I help? Do that. If you're looking for if you want to help at a precinct, you can do that. It's little pieces add up, and there's so many of us that every hour really does make a big difference. So we encourage you all to please sign up to volunteer for events, because that's really what we need more of. Lee's not here, so I'm going to say I would prefer you give time than money. Lee's would tell you she wants the opposite, but we really need both, but mostly we need your time. It's very hard to run events when we don't have volunteers. And so that's my big ask, is to make sure that whatever you do at the league, that you prioritize putting your time into the league. Make sure you can do that. My Siri is talking to me on my phone. So in closing, I will say that this has been such an honor and a pleasure. Even though I no longer call Orlando home, I love this city, and I love this county, and I love this state, and it's because of the people in this room. And it's because of the people who stood up, who stand up every day to fight against what we are doing in this state to defend democracy. It is not an easy task, and you all have taken a step forward. You woke up this morning and you said, what can I do to use my privilege to make this a better place for everyone in the state and in Orange County? And you showed up here, and you're going to show up at the precincts, and you're going to show up at the polls. And I know that it's very hard to continue to do that when every day you wake up and the news is just so difficult to hear. And I encourage you to please do not let that hold you back. This state is worth fighting for. The state is worth fighting for, Orange County is worth fighting for, and you and your family and the neighbors are worth fighting for. And I say that as someone who's left the state, but my family is still here. I have nephews and nieces here. I want them to have an education system. I have family here who I still want to be able to go to the polls. I have relatives who can't get to the polls, and I want them to still be able to vote by mail. And so I want everyone here to think about that just because it's bad right now, it's not going to be bad forever. And it only gets better if everyone in this room gets up in the morning and asks, how can I help? So in closing, I will say thank you to all of you who have given me the privilege to serve you, and who have offered me advice, who have offered me mentorship and friendship. And I could not be more proud and more honored to introduce your next president of the, no, I guess I'm not proud or honored. I'm very proud or honored. But
Proud and honored, you're just.
Not introducing. Okay, I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Barbara's keeping me in check today.
She's very good.
She's very good.
I can.
Okay, well then I'm proud and honored to introduce Barbara Lanning.
You're welcome.
we have a little something. I didn't frame it because I don't know what the new house is like and what the decor is, but this is a map of Orange County with a big heart in the middle commemorating Nicolette's time as co-president. So we're sending her home with our arts. And thank you, Nicolette. I know it hasn't been easy, and on so many levels. Dealing with me is almost the least of it, but anyway, here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know what this is out of. Okay. Sorry about that. We weren't working on Zoom. We've been working in person. And usually on the Zoom, Nicolette and I also.
Don't look this good on Zoom. I'm just kidding.
No, for sure not. We're also occasionally known to text back and forth. So what you are seeing is what happens in many meetings. Are you doing this? No, I thought you were. So we're texting live for you. So you've now seen what goes on behind the scenes. I just have a couple of things I'm going to say. You're welcome to stay, whatever. I just want to say a couple of things. Because it has been quite a 2 years between COVID, Nicolette's move, the moving around of the board. In between, and all the time, we've been dealing with Hurricane Ron and the Florida legislature. And some real flooding for many of you, which has also not made things easy. So it's been a couple of years. But like everyone before us, we roll with the punches and we learn to adapt. My two co-presidents and I have really tried to modernize our communications and technology, and I'm sure that will as co-president. You heard me sing Sue's praises last year. Now I want to take a minute or two to brag on Nicolette. She was like a dream. Not that you weren't, Sue. But we're a package. We've been together for so long now. Yes. I was so excited because she has an organizing background. She knows politics. She's been in Tallahassee as a lobbyist. She's got so much training and experience in public policy. A lot of the things that I'm not, I wish in my next life, I would like to be her. And she also was just fabulous. Oh, should I call Maxwell? Okay, call him. She knows people. And as I said, she is a lot of fun. She has a great sense of humor. I have a very wide range of GIFs, or whatever you call them, to respond to any situation. So I just want to thank you for being such a wonderful partner. I want to thank all of you for being great partners. This is a grassroots organization, and nothing happens without all of you. So, as I shared at the last new member showcase, and not to beat a dead horse, but I will, we need all your talents. If you can volunteer for an hour, do it. You may think, I don't have a talent. Can you do an Excel spreadsheet? Lee Rambo would love to talk to you. Do you know how to do something with graphics or video? We have so many needs. Just speak up, let somebody know, hey, I can help out with this, and we will find a place for you. But we need you. And going into the 2024 election, you guys, we got to ramp it up. We need to also ramp up our education so people know what the stakes are. So in closing, I just want to thank you all for 2 incredible years. I have been so proud to go and represent all of you. And despite all my complaining and whining, I would not have missed it for the world. So thank you very much. And now, the star of our show, and we have a little something for you, Tiffany. So, you guys all remember when you flew up in Girl Scouts?
They give up my badge now.
What I have now is the Tiffany Hughes President. May you wear it in good health and great success.
Well, good evening, everyone. I have a new pen. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Nicolette. And thank you to the entire executive board that is now exiting the executive board. I would love to give you all a round of applause. And if you would give them all a round of applause for the amazing work that they have done over the course of this last year. Certainly, it was not an easy one, but I am grateful, and Orange County is grateful for your work. For those of you who may not know me as well, or I haven't gotten to meet in person, again, I'm Tiffany Hughes, the new president of the League of Women Voters, Orange County. And prior to serving as the league president, I led our Orange County branch NAACP as the youngest president to lead in the branch's 94-year history. Thank you. I'm a current business owner, a mentor, a mom, and when you merge all of those things together, you certainly get a very fierce advocate for women's rights. Yeah. You know, when the League was founded in 1920, it was founded on what someone would call really radical ideas. You know, women empowerment, equality, things that are not so radical. But I will ask you all that over the course of this next year, that you take a journey with me and think outside the box and perhaps a little radically. The League of Women Voters Orange County sets the standard for voter services and voter education in Orange County, and over the next year, we are going to take that up a notch. A year from now, when you think about the work that we did together, I hope that 3 words come to mind: democracy, diversity, and difference making. When we think about our mission, empowering voters, when we think about democracy, over the course of the next year, it is going to be reaching out into new communities, partnering with new organizations to get Orange County voter ready by any means necessary. It is going to be diversifying our membership and making sure that we reach out to different geography in Orange County, making sure that we are reaching out to different age ranges in Orange County, making sure that we engage our Gen Z and young professionals. We see our Gen Z interns and so many of our young folks doing amazing things throughout the county, but it will take all of us working together in collaboration to get this work done. And over the next 30 days, bear with me, because you may see a lot of emails and a lot of calendar invites, but I thank you in advance for your work. I thank you in advance for your insight, and I thank you in advance for your fight. Because as Nicolette said, Florida is worth
fighting for. Thank you. That concludes our program, but while you're all standing, if you are a new board member, please come up for photos with Tiffany